Is it toxic? Is it healthy? Do dogs need it at all? Today we'll look at something that sparks a lot of debate: garlic for dogs. You know that feeling when someone cooks and it just smells so good? That's usually because of garlic, an indispensable ingredient in many of our dishes. But when it comes to our dogs, adding garlic can be misunderstood. First off, where does the fear of garlic come from? Well, garlic belongs to the allium family, just like onions, leeks, and chives, plants that contain specific compounds called thiosulfates. In large amounts, thiosulfates can damage a dog's red blood cells, leading to a condition called Heinz body anemia. And yes, that can be dangerous. Heinz body anemia happens when a dog's red blood cells get damaged, making them weaker and more likely to break apart. This can lead to anemia, which means the dog might feel tired, weak, or have pale gums because their body isn't getting enough oxygen. But here's the thing: the dose makes the poison. That phrase comes from Paralysis, a Swiss physician from the 16th century who meant that anything can be toxic if taken in large enough amounts, even water. And the same applies to garlic for dogs. So, back in 2000, there was a study published in Japan that shook the world and made people question the safety of feeding garlic to dogs. The study itself was flawed. For instance, they used a garlic extract, which is much more concentrated than fresh garlic, and they were feeding the dogs extremely high amounts of it, 1.2 milliliter of the extract per kilogram of body weight, which is about 5 grams of garlic per kilo of body weight. Now, a typical garlic clove weighs between 4 and 7 grams. If we take a medium-sized dog, so 20 kilos, and a clove of garlic, roughly 5 grams each, we would need to feed that dog 20 cloves a day. I'll repeat that in case you missed it: 20 cloves daily. I don't think anyone in their right mind would do that, and I also don't think any dog would agree to eat so much garlic. But even though the amounts given to dogs were so high, none of them died, nor any of the dogs showed any physical changes. However, when the researchers analyzed the blood under a microscope, they noticed cases of Heinz body anemia, which then prompted them to release this bold statement to the world about garlic being unsafe for dogs. But the story doesn't end there. 4 years later, some of the researchers from the original study released another one where they found that garlic is in fact good for our fourth-leg friends. Unfortunately, not that many people were interested in the new findings, and so the myth continues to this day. And if you think, okay, I'd better be safe than sorry, and you decide not to include garlic in your dog's meals, that's absolutely fine. Garlic is not an essential ingredient to feed by any means, but if you want to learn about its possible benefits as well as the recommended dosage, keep watching until the end. Garlic has been used for centuries as a natural health booster for dogs. It contains allicin, a powerful compound with antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. It's also rich in sulfur compounds that support liver detoxification and can even help repel parasites like fleas and ticks, because the sulfur compounds released through the skin might make dogs consuming garlic less appealing to parasites. Garlic also has prebiotic properties, and it can aid in supporting beneficial gut bacteria. And as we all know, a healthy gut means better digestion and a stronger immune system. Now, before you start adding garlic to your dog's meals, let's talk about dosage. Because, like I said, the dose makes the poison. So, how much garlic is safe for dogs? Experts who advocate for garlic in canine diets recommend very small amounts based on body weight. A general guideline from holistic veterinary nutritionists is 1 clove of garlic per 20 to 25 kilos of body weight. These amounts are considered safe for healthy dogs. However, If your dog has anemia, is taking blood thinning medication, or is about to undergo surgery, it's best to avoid garlic as it can affect blood clotting. Also, some Japanese breeds like Akitas or Shiba Inus are more susceptible to thiosulfate poisoning, so if you own one of them, discuss with your vet if you want to introduce garlic at any point. But what about garlic powder? Some commercial dog foods include small amounts of garlic as a flavor enhancer and health booster. However, garlic powder can be much more concentrated than fresh garlic, so I would recommend sticking to fresh garlic at all times. And how to add it to your dog's meals? To maximize garlic's benefits for your dog, preparation is key. The active compound allicin is formed when the enzyme allinase is triggered by crushing or chopping the garlic. So, crush or chop and let the garlic sit for 15 minutes to allow the allicin to develop fully before serving. Just to sum up, let's clear up some of the biggest myths surrounding garlic. Garlic is as toxic as onions. Nope. While they're in the same plant family, garlic has significantly lower levels of the compounds that make onions dangerous for dogs. Garlic kills dogs instantly. Not true. The fear around garlic is mostly based on high-dose toxicity studies, which were flawed as we discussed earlier. Small amounts, when used properly, are not harmful for healthy dogs. Dogs don't need garlic. This one is partially true. No dogs need garlic in their diet, but just like other natural supplements, garlic can provide benefits when used correctly. So, what's the verdict? Garlic isn't inherently dangerous for dogs. It all comes down to the amount you feed. In small, controlled doses, it can be a great addition to a natural, balanced diet. But like with any supplement, you should always consider your dog's individual health and consult your vet if you're unsure. Have you ever given your dog garlic? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you.